See him today for all your golf needs. Located next to Firefly at the Shops at Edgewater. Call 850-249-2726.
Dat Cajun Place is the place to watch all college and NFL games. Don't miss a game with their 27 TVs and the NFL Sunday Ticket. It's 75-cent wings and $5 pitchers during live football games. Dat Cajun Place is LSU and Saints football headquarters. Daily specials starting at just $10.99. Happy hour 4 till 7 daily. $1 draft beer and $3 wells. Dat Cajun Place, 2705 Thomas Drive, Panama City Beach.
It's the cooling season, and time to call Steverson Air Conditioning for your preventative maintenance to keep your air conditioning system operating at full capacity. Steverson Air Conditioning has preventative maintenance programs, and they service all makes and models. Steverson Air Conditioning offers air duct cleaning. Steverson Air Conditioning has after-hours service and free estimates on a system change-out or duct cleaning. Call them at 248-1109.
The Beach Care Services dinner is back. The last dinner was in 2019 due to COVID, and the charity has felt the impact. But Beach Care Services is beyond excited for the return of Dinner on the Bay. This fun, family-friendly event features a 3-course dinner, block party, $5,000 cash raffle, and jewelry raffle. Join our community for a night of fun, October 4th from 5 to 9 at the Shrimp Boat Restaurant. Proceeds go to helping our locals in times of need. Tickets available on Eventbrite under Dinner on the Bay.
The original J. Michael's Restaurant
Mosley,
on
Dolphin
Thomas
Football,
Drive, Panama
WGS
City
Excellent
Beach,
Haven,
Irving Bay
WTOT,
County, and visitors from the
W271T in
U.S.,
Marianna,
Canada, and around the world since
ESPN
1976.
Northwest
A
Florida.
little Southern, a little Creole, and a lot of hospitality. Come enjoy J. Michael's seafood platter, red beans and rice, the best gumbo on the beach, and the world-famous spaghetti night on Wednesdays. 3210 Thomas Drive, J. Michael's Restaurant.
Rise and shine, campers. It's a brand new day.
What a lovely morning.
Good morning, starshine.
You seem happy this morning.
Morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in early.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local. Live from the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Get past the people, get past the hit me.
Hit me! 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Absolutely beautiful day here in Paradise. Jim Bob Barantz with us every Tuesday. Jim, how you doing this morning?
Doing good.
Ethan Boyd, Rudy Tootie's Barbecue is on his way. Stuck in traffic. He's on his way. He's pumped up. A&M Jimbo Fisher's named the starting quarterback. Desmond Howard, did I see this right? Did I hear right? Did he not pick Texas A&M to win the national championship?
Here were his playoff people. I don't know who's playing who, but here's the 4 that he picked. He picked Pittsburgh, A&M, Michigan, and Baylor. That's his Final 4. It's like,
where did he play ball at? At Michigan, right?
He's in Cleveland, Ohio, but like, what the heck are you thinking?
Well, that was the first screw up.
Yeah.
He didn't go to Ohio.
It's like, I mean, it's good. It's good to try to pick somebody different, but that to me, Pittsburgh.
Are you kidding me? There's no way. Didn't they not lose their quarterback?
And then he has A&M playing Michigan for the national championship, and Texas A&M winning the whole thing.
That'll never happen in a million years.
Did you watch?
How could anybody pull? Oh, hey, Ethan. Yeah, hey, A&M, it's gonna be pretty good this year, aren't they?
Yeah, Desmond Howard for president. That's all I'm saying, guys. This guy, he knows football.
Yeah. I knew you'd be happy today. But, I mean, really, though. Now, Baylor's got a great defense. If the offense can catch up with their defense, they got an easy path to get there.
It's not that I'm saying it's like one of them couldn't make it, but all 4 of those?
Yeah.
Come on now. Pitt?
If he went to Vegas, put his money on all those.
He won $1 bazillion.
Yeah, he'll be doing well. All right, I want to ask you, Jim Bob, Nebraska. Number one, who's going to be the next head football coach there?
I don't know.
But what do you think? What do you think about Nebraska?
I thought they played really well the first half. They played better. I'm still not sold on them at all. You know, we talked about, some people talk about the onside. Lost in the game. That was the middle of the third quarter. They had a quarter and a half to come back from that. To me, the more long-lasting thing is they can't play defense.
Yeah.
Northwestern ran the ball 15 straight times on them and couldn't stop them.
Yeah.
Couldn't get the ball back.
At the end of the game.
Yeah,
At the end of the game,
and when they had to do
yeah.
what they had to do. And I just want to put this out there because I didn't know. I had to look it up. I don't want to speak out of turn, so I looked it up yesterday, knowing I was going to be talking about this. Bo Pelini, who was a longtime coach at Nebraska, his overall record at Nebraska was 67. No, I'm sorry, 66-27.
And they fired him.
He won 9 games, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. He won 10 games 3 times. I said, well, how many did he win when he was in the Big Ten? So I looked it up. Nebraska joined the Big Ten in 2011. So he was before those years. He was in the Big Ten. Pelini was. He was 37-15
In the Big Ten.
in the Big Ten. From 2011, the fewest games he won was 9,
Wow.
and they got rid of him. Now he's kind of a difficult person to to get along with, but
Yeah.
what are you thinking?
Yeah.
I mean,
They thought they wanted to get better.
yeah,
It didn't
you're
work
winning 9,
out.
but you're not winning any national championships. Well, that probably ain't going to happen anytime
No,
soon. They're
no.
I just in my mind as I'm watching, I'm comparing them to Ohio State or Michigan or some of the. It's like they just don't have the players, the athletes, that
Right.
athletic
I
ability.
think they're going to struggle with Michigan State, Penn State. I mean, who knows? They could get better and win all the rest of them, but right now it doesn't look like it. Ethan, what did you think? Oh, Jim, did you see where the offensive line coach for Northwestern got a little dig in?
Oh, yeah, that was
he goes,
great.
Yeah, we only threw up 4 times the whole time, all camp. Because,
Yeah.
the big – why would a head coach – I still – Dr. Mitchell and I were talking about this. Why would a head coach go, yeah, we're having throw-ups about 15, 20 times our offensive
He's
line
just
every day.
trying to impress everybody how hard they're working.
And the offensive line, as the game went on, looked weaker.
Yeah, they did. The defense looked even worse.
What was your thoughts on the mighty Nebraska Cornhuskers?
Yeah, I mean, they looked good in the first half. I mean, Casey Thompson obviously transferred from Texas. Like, he did a good job.
Yeah, he did.
Early. But, I mean, really, as the game went on, you could really tell, like, defensively, they are going to struggle this year.
Yeah.
I mean, what is Ohio State going to do when Northwestern put up 41? I mean, it's liable to be 41 in the first quarter.
We talk about Desmond Howard. What is he thinking? What is Herb Street thinking?
Yeah,
picking Nebraska to win the West.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
West must be weak this year.
He goes, well, eventually their luck's going to even out. Yeah, it probably will. But enough to win no, heck no. They're not going to beat Wisconsin. They're not going to beat Iowa. They're not going to beat Minnesota. Like, are you kidding? Come on, Kirk.
Now, the quarterback, Nebraska, when they start out, you got to look what the covers they were running against them. They were giving a short passing game. And then when they made their adjustments, they had to throw it downfield. He looked like a different kid.
Yeah.
Of course, I will say a couple passes, I thought the receiver should have caught the ball.
Yeah.
It was behind them, but still it hit him in the hands. We always say if it hits you in the hands, it touches your hands, you got to catch the football.
Yeah.
And a couple times it bounces straight off their hands up in the air, and they got the pick interception. So, you take away the turnovers, but that's the name of the game. Don't beat yourself. And I think, Jim, I saw we talked about this yesterday in cover 2. I don't know if it was trips open. I can't remember the formation, but to this wide side of the field, and they had the slot guy run all the way across the backside post. Play side safety on his hash mark, he played perfect, half field. But the backside guy, I can't remember his little fake or whatever, he just sat there for whatever reason. And that's just great coaching by Northwestern. They watched enough of the films. They knew what to call. The guy's wide open. You got to be pretty smart to get into Northwestern.
Yeah.
They got a great football coach. I think he's one of the best in the country.
Yeah, he does.
And their
good.
kids play smart football.
Yeah, they do.
They see what you do wrong and they attack it.
Yeah, they're well coached. They've always been like that, but Nebraska had their chance. And for the life, about the onside kick. I mean, I can understand. He just went up by 11. He's thinking, I'm going to put the dagger in if we can get the ball
put
back.
Him away. Yep.
But I mean, I understand why he did it. But
a few plays later, he wished he would have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's Jim made a good point. Like, that's not the reason they lost. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
I don't.
it obviously didn't help the situation giving them a short field, but that's one touchdown, right? Like, they were still down. They were still up at that point.
Right.
But I think it's interesting, the whole Bo Pelini thing. It's the the boosters didn't like him. They wanted him out. They had Golden Boy Scott Frost like, we can get this guy if we get rid of Bo. And then look what's happened since. And
right.
I mean, Bo was he's not. No one really likes him as a person, but he won football games.
Yeah, he did.
So
well, there was other guys. There was Mike Riley in between there too.
Yep.
Who didn't do very much, but yeah, it's just.
The bottom line is it all comes down to recruiting, getting good players. You can't win without good players. You got to be able to recruit.
I tell you the
I
thing.
don't think their recruit's been very well.
Tell you the thing that bothered me as a coach, just watching Scott Frost. He didn't look like he was involved in that game at all. All he did, he was standing there with his arms crossed, and he might have been talking to him when they didn't have the camera on him. But to me, I mean, in that situation, you got to be coaching with your pants on fire. I mean, they want you out, all right? And you're just kind of like standing there like a wooden store Indian, just kind of standing there like letting stuff happen around you.
That's what we used to say about Jason Garrett for the Cowboys. We're
Right.
man, like you're gonna get fired. Like you're supposed to be offensive coach here.
Go
like,
talk to somebody. Go say
Do something.
And then,
something.
and then he tries to put it on the coaches. Well, Scott, you called the plays last year, and you didn't set the world on fire. Don't put it on your guy who called plays at Pitt, averaged 41 points a game.
How do you think the offensive coordinator felt after listening to what he said?
That to me was very telling.
That was ugly. That was ugly. Hey, this is the week, though. We had a little taste last week. This is the week. I do want to, again, give a shout-out to Florida A&M. I thought the first half they played extremely well. Tough situation. A lot of guys weren't eligible. And I thought they played hard. They fast. They got after it. And I think they gave North Carolina all they could handle the first half. And as the game went on, they got tired. And, North Carolina got it done. And Mac Brown, Gene Chizik, the new defensive coordinator at North Carolina, they got it done. So congratulations to Mac. But again, Florida A&M did a good job. I think they got Jackson State this week. They got a tough one. That's Dion, brother. Yep. That's a big football game.
You heard all the news about the players and all this stuff?
Yeah. Tell everybody about that.
Just like they're talking about the academic advisors and stuff like that. That like they just didn't have enough support like from the school itself, and so now the players they sent in a letter yesterday, and they were talking about boycotting the game, but they didn't want to do it, and so they're trying to get a lot of the players back because most of them are on 4-game suspensions. But I just don't think it's gonna. I think it's gonna take too long to get through all the appeals to get them back, but they're trying.
All right, the big game this weekend, we all know Notre Dame, Ohio State. Notre Dame got some bad news. Big offensive lineman Peterson, head coach Marcus Freeman said he hurt his right foot. He didn't think he's going to practice this week. Now, wait a minute, Jim. He's been hurt for 2 weeks. He's not going to practice this week. He ain't going to play. I mean, if he plays, he's not going. What's he going to do?
I read somewhere online that he had his foot in a walking boot.
He ain't playing. No. Now he was a really good center last year. And did they move him to guard? Did they move him to guard? I think they moved him to guard. He's one of the top linemen in the country. That's going to hurt Notre Dame week 1. So get your betting in order. Pay attention. Who's hurt? Who's playing? What's going on? The line right now.
Has it jumped?
Yeah. Well, let me see. Let me call Vegas real quick. No, where the heck? I had it written
thought it was 17 or 18.
It was
right
17
now,
and a half is what I saw.
No, right now it's at 17. This is the latest I had. And you might be wrong. But I might be wrong. But number 5, Notre Dame at Ohio State, which is ranked number 2 in the country. They're 17 points favored. Bet the house. They're gonna cover that. Don't you think?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's crazy that's. I mean.
I thought it'd be at least 21. Didn't you think it'd be 21?
No, I didn't think it'd be that high.
I did. I think it'd be 21.
I was thinking like 14.
Yeah. Now, I'll tell you one game you better keep on. Cincinnati at Arkansas.
That's a good game.
Yeah, I think so too. Number 23 ranked Cincinnati at number 19th ranked Arkansas. Everybody's giving a lot of love to Arkansas. We all think they're going to be really good. They're favored by 6. Cincinnati's got a great head football coach. I know they lost a lot of players, but he's been recruiting there, and he's been there for a while. They're not going to fall apart. They're still going to be good.
No, it'll be a tough game.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me to see it upset. I mean, to Cincinnati, that's probably the biggest game on their schedule. For Arkansas, they got it for like a week 1 game. Yeah. They better be ready to play. Anyway, A&M. I know we're going to talk about A&M a little bit later, but what did you really think when Desmond Howard? I mean, I could see that was a year from now.
Yeah.
But you know what? Who knows?
Yeah, it seems a little outlandish. Honestly,
Even an Aggie says that.
I mean, I love to jump on the bandwagon and say like this is going to happen, but when I saw like that he's picking them over Bama, and then I saw his 4 teams, I was like, wow, like that's a stretch.
All right, let's talk about
that's a real stretch.
Some of our great people. We got hopefully we're going to have Coach Tillman on at 7:15. Man, I tell you what, he does a great job over there. One of the long-time head football coaches in Bay County history. J. Michael's Restaurant, Thomas Drive, the best seafood, coldest beer. Get out there and tell them Coach sent you. I was there yesterday, Jim. Had a great time. Stevenson Air Conditioning, it feels pretty good right now, Ethan, doesn't it?
Feels real good.
Tell you right now, guys, it is hot. It's humid. If you want to save money on electricity bill, please call Stevenson Air Conditioning. Get it serviced about every 6 months. Also, don't forget our great fans of Buffalo Rock. What a great job they do for the community. South Oak Title and Closing by Chuck Tucker. Nobody does a better job than Chuck Tucker. You go to closing, demand South Oak Title and Closing. We'll be right back. Hopefully, Coach Tillman, the Rutherford Rams, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Rob in South Carolina.
Man, why are you guys disrespecting Stratford, man?
Don't call in here talking about I'm disrespecting someone and you can't remember their name and then you say the wrong name. Yo, Max, you're disrespecting my grandma. So don't tell me you're so high on Stafford you can't remember his name and then you call him Stratford.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Weekday mornings starting at 5 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good Tuesday morning. I'm forecasting more showers and thunderstorms today, tonight, and Wednesday. Figure about a 50-60% coverage. It'll be partly sunny during the day, partly mostly cloudy at night. Highs near 90, lows near 78, and the water temperature in the Gulf of Mexico holding at 87. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. For 104.3 and 102.1 ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Sykes Concrete has been in business in this area since 1947, and 3 generations later, they're still going strong. See Sykes Concrete for dirt, sand, rock, and concrete. They can handle any size job from the smallest to the largest. Sykes Concrete pays CDL truck drivers some of the highest wages in Bay County, making $50,000 to $75,000 a year, including holiday and vacation pay, plus health insurance. See Hugh Sykes at Sykes Concrete, 8030 Highway 77 on the right, just north of Southport Elementary School.
Dr. Chad Mitchell, orthopedic surgeon, specializing in sports medicine and joint replacement of the knee, shoulder, and hip. He serves our local athletes and our community. Southern Orthopedic Specialist has been the leader in orthopedic care for over 20 years. New patients are welcome. Call 850-769-KNEE to schedule an appointment. More about Dr. Mitchell and Southern Orthopedic Specialist is available on their website, southernorthopedic.com. Southern Orthopedic, getting you back in the game.
From the Vortex Springs to the Bear Paw Canoe Trail. From Shell Island to 30A. We're your home for live sports. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Beautiful Tuesday here in Bay County. Man, I told you, it's stormed pretty good last night. Ethan Boyd's with us from Rudy Tootie's Barbecue. Ethan, what's going on down to Rudy's Barbecue?
Just gearing up for football season, man. Just getting ready for group meals and like small little caterings and deliveries and drop-offs for this weekend. And then we obviously got Labor Day and rolling, just continue through the fall.
We were talking about you, I think it was yesterday, and we were talking about everybody's favorite. It might have been Thursday. We were talking about the different foods everybody likes out there, and everybody gave their opinion. Leighton had her daddy text and said she likes the barbecue salmon. Then Lorelai goes, I like the grilled chicken. So Rudy Tootie's Barbecue. She goes, Rudy Tootie's, Papa. Anyway, get out there and love it. You will love it. I'm telling you, man. You can go down there, really, seriously, go down there. You can watch game day in the morning, have breakfast like you brought breakfast in this morning. Stay there. First game at 11 o'clock and have lunch. Stay there.
Catch the night game.
Catch the night game and the afternoon game. I mean, that's a really y'all. What time y'all close tonight?
9 o'clock and then 10 on the weekends.
Yeah, but the game's going on. Everybody's into it. We'll sit there.
Oh yeah. We'll let you stay.
Yeah. What time did you throw Jim out the other night? About midnight.
Yeah, it was about.
You know what it was? His TV was out. He couldn't have it. All right. We are working on getting Coach Tillman. He's on another line right now. We're waiting him to get off what he's doing and get him on here talking about Rutherford football. Tell you what, they Chipley had a receiver that I think is committed to Auburn.
Yeah.
He was a real deal, isn't he?
Yeah, that's right here. He looked good on the highlights that I saw.
I've heard a lot of good things. Everybody in the country wanted this kid, too. All right, we got Coach. Coach Tillman, how you doing this morning, sir?
I'm doing good. How are y'all?
We are doing outstanding. Give us some names of the kids that played well for you, gave a great effort for you Friday night.
Jakari Brown did really well, offensively and defensively.
He had 100 yards rushing, and I think he had like 7 solo tackles. The Shermer twins, Bryson and Keaton, both played well. We just we have a lot of lessons to still learn, but those older guys, the experienced guys, they played pretty well.
Well, Chipley's got a pretty good football player over there. I think he's committed to Auburn. This great athlete receiver. How did you try to match up with him?
We just tried to play our game, do the best we could, and I thought that our corners did fairly well. We just had some young safeties that wasn't running the alleys and wasn't there to clean things up when our corners did a good job on the slips and the bubbles, and we've worked on that. Hopefully, we'll improve on that this week. But he's legit. I ain't gonna lie now.
Yeah.
He picks the ball up and he can go sideline to sideline and up and down the field. We kind of saw that on tape when we got the tape from Jefferson County and told them that we're just gonna have to everybody do their responsibility. But he's a player.
Yeah, you can go through your whole coaching career and not get one that good on your team, and then when you get one like that, you better take advantage of it. He's a player. Everybody in the country wants him. And really, Coach, it doesn't get any easier. You go from Chipley, Bluntstown. I mean, they've won state championships. They're a physical football team. Give us a little breakdown on Bluntstown.
Like you just said, quality program, and that starts with the coaching staff they have. I've known Coach Jordan since we were in college, and coached against him many times, and every one of his teams has always been prepared. But he's got a good staff over there that they're comfortable with each other. The community supports the school and the program, and the kids understand that if you're going to be part of that program, you better work. And so that breeds success. So for us to hopefully accomplish what we want to accomplish, that's the kind of teams that we need to be playing. The Bluntstowns and the St. Joe's and the Chipleys, and to help us get prepared for district play.
Now, what do they do on offense? Are they more of a physical run the ball at you, or are they spread out all over the field? What do they do on the offense side of the ball?
Coach Jordan can do about anything, but you're going to see, some versions of the wing tee and then play action off of it. Keep you very honest, stretch it sideline to sideline, bust it right up the middle. He's got a lot of experience, and he knows how to call a game and how to, get you. If you're going to be trying to take the outside away, he's going to bust it right up the middle. And if you kind of match up in the box, he's going to play action on you and have guys wide open. So it's one of those things that, well coached, kids that put the work in, and we're going to do our very best. It's a short week this week. We play it on Thursday night at Tommy Oliver. So we're comfortable with those Thursdays and what we have to do, since we used to play in at least a couple of Thursday nights a year at Tommy Oliver. So hopefully that's going to be an advantage for us, that our kids and our coaching staff are prepared to play them on a short week.
How do you do practices? What did you do yesterday? Did you go full pads? How do you do a practice when you only got one less day to get ready?
Well, we basically back up from game day. So usually Monday's an offensive install, Tuesday's a defensive install with some different things that we do, but we kind of combined our Monday and Tuesday practice into Monday. So yesterday we went in and tried to get, our offensive game plan to the kids, defensive game plan to the kids. Today will be about team speed. We'll be full gear, going through all the special teams, offense and defense, trying to go as fast as we can. And then tomorrow will be our walkthrough and then play Thursday. So we just kind of combined Monday and Tuesday. Weight room, still same thing. We back up from game day. Usually, Monday would be a lower, Tuesday an upper, keep alternating from there. But yesterday we come in and it went to our Tuesday workout. So we were in upper body yesterday, and then we'll have legs today and a recovery leg tomorrow and a recovery upper on Wednesday. But everything just backs up from game day.
All right, Coach. Give us a little breakdown, too. You talked about their offense. What do they do on defense? They're split six? Are they 50? What are they doing on that side of the ball?
Well, the video we got looked like they were playing a 3-4, very aggressive, defensive tackles, strong, big, defensive backs, very disciplined. So, that's what we'll prepare, but we'll also be prepared if they jump into something else. But I think that's probably their identity, and that's what we'll prepare to face.
What's your biggest concern going in facing Bluntstown?
Man, it's a football game. I don't have concerns. It's a great game. I just look forward to Thursday to get out there and get to play the game.
I hear you, brother. I hear you, man. Again, getting tickets, give us a little rundown again how y'all are doing over there. I know, I can't remember what you told me last week. I know that at Arnold you have to go online, buy them. There's nothing at the stadium you can do. So what's the deal with Tommy Oliver?
Well, for Rutherford. What we got is we got GoFan. We'll have the digital tickets. That's on our Facebook page where the QR code's on that. But we will also have a cash box at Tommy Oliver. We'll have QR codes posted where if people don't have a GoFan account, they can just kind of click, take a picture of the QR code, purchase their tickets. Or, we've had several folks that kind of talked to us and was still wanting the cash box. And so we will still have a cash box available for anybody that does not or cannot do the digital tickets.
Good. I'm glad y'all do that. Hey, let me ask you this. You've been, like you said, y'all play quite a bit of Thursday night games. What do you do on Fridays? You just give them off Friday and you guys go out and scout?
After school. The Friday is still a lower body workout for us because we missed it on Monday.
Yeah.
So I still want to get two in. But it kind of varies. Some Fridays we'll give them off and we'll go scout. Some Fridays, depending on if there's things that we just really need to work on. Heading into if we got a district opponent the next week, it's a good chance that we'll get together and still do something to get prepared before we cut them loose. But it'll vary. But if we don't have a district opponent coming up, a lot of times we'll give them that Friday off.
Now, health-wise, how did you come out last week's game? Is everybody healthy and ready to go?
We played Mosley, we played Chipley, and knock on wood, we came out fairly healthy. Nothing more than the normal bumps and bruises that you're going to get. So we're pretty pleased with that. Some ice, stretching, that's ibuprofen. That they pretty good right now.
Yeah, I tell you what, that weight program helps keep those guys healthy. I'm telling you that right now. You do a great job.
It does.
Well, listen, Coach, thank you so much coming on. I know you're busy. We'll get you on next Tuesday, 7:15. Good luck. Real quick, what about Bozeman? I mean, not Bozeman. What about Bluntstown, health-wise? Them, they get anybody hurt? That you know of?
Not that I know of, but hey, we have our first JV game tonight, and it's at 6:30, and we are playing our first on-campus football game. So we'll be playing St. Joe at the Vera Champlain Sports Complex at 6:30 tonight, the JV football game. So we're excited to start having some games on campus.
Wow. That's cool. I've never heard of that. Good. I like that. All right, Coach. Thank you, buddy. Good luck to you.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all.
All right, Coach Tillman. He does a good job, Jim Bob.
Yeah,
it's hard, man. It's so hard now to build a program. You go in and you work your tail off. I know he's doing it.
Especially from the circumstances that his kids were in, because
yeah,
the storm really took a toll on Rutherford and that part of the town. So he's got his work cut out for him.
Wasn't their enrollment like cut in half? They have
down.
Middle school kids.
Yeah, it's 6 through 12 now.
Yeah,
at Rutherford.
And when we first got here, that was one of the bigger schools around.
Yeah, it sure
was.
was.
It's killed them. It's the same thing with Arnold. He's having a hard time getting that back. It's just hard. You go talk to coaches throughout the state of Florida now, it's a different ball game. School of choice, you can have kids, you can develop them, and all of a sudden they go somewhere else, and it's just hard to get it built back up.
That, to me, is a game changer, because I've been in enough places, enough different parts of the state, that happens in a lot of places, you know. The kids want to go where they think they can have a lot of success, and if you're kind of struggling or kind of trying to rebuild things, I don't want to do that. I want to go over there and win some games, you know.
If they'd ever just stay, they'd find out.
I know.
Anyway,
that's not the way they look at it, though.
This is the way it is now, and that's
transfer portal in college football. Same thing.
The state of Alabama, parts of Alabama, they're trying to keep it. They try to put a lid on that as much as they can, and
that's a good thing.
Our state, it's only the strong survives, I guess. I don't know. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Dr. Chad Mitchell does an incredible job. He was in here yesterday. He's been taking care of the athletes now for 23 years. I can't believe he's been doing that for that long.
A long time.
Unbelievable. But he'll check anybody out. I'll tell you what, give him a call, Southern Orthopedics. He'll be there for you. Also, Bay Point Golf, they do a great job out there. If you love golf, there's only one place to play. That is Bay Point, Club 72. A lot of great things going on all the time. Ethan, you guys catering everything. I mean, you're at Bay Point, you're at schools, you do everything you can to help out in the community. Appreciate everything they do at Rudy's Barbecue. And we're really, truly excited about that Cajun place, 75-cent wings, Jim. We were there at 11 o'clock before the storm hit, and then it hit hard, buddy. But they still had, the place was packed out. The afternoon game, it was packed out. 75-cent wings, you can't get that anywhere.
No.
Beer specials, get out there. That Cajun place, unbelievable place they do down there. Rick's a great guy. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Here's what's happening.
Listeners in Northwest Florida and South Alabama, be prepared. It's hurricane season, and we're collecting items residents here and around the country will need in the event of a hurricane. Cases of bottled water, cleaning supplies, baby food, first aid, batteries, peanut butter, and other non-perishable food items you don't have to cook. Items can be dropped off at our studios, 700 West 23rd Street, Suite B in Panama City. Hurricane Relief America, sponsored by Event Production, Blab TV, and ESPN Northwest Florida.
Did you know that fees associated with real estate closings are virtually the same from one title company to the next? So what sets South Oak Title apart? Effective communication, customer service, expertise, and technology. If you're buying or selling real estate, refinancing a residential or commercial property, tell your realtor you want to close with South Oak Title. South Oak Title, with locations across the Southeast, including Panama City Beach, Inlet Beach, Destin, and Fort Walton Beach. Visit them online at southoaktitle.com.
Let the adventures begin in a new Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Now offering 3.49% APR up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2022 Kia Sorento. You can expand your horizons and write your next chapter with confidence in the outgoing and adventurous 2022 Kia Sorento that has the perfect balance of comfort, safety, performance, and technology. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKia.com. We make buying a car easy and give you the peace of mind that you can trust.
Offer from KMF for the purchase of a new 2022 Sorento with $22.36 per month per 1,000 financed at 48 months. Quantities limited. No down payment required. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 9/6/22.
College football isn't life and death. It's much more important than that. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
going to do it today. My throat's up.
Okay, don't do it.
Excuse me. Florida State. Woo! We're getting closer and closer to Sunday. FSU, LSU, Jim Bob Brandt's got to say. And we want to thank newbies, all the newbies for the FSU updates. Newbie 2 on the curve, the place to go watch all sporting events. Been remodeled. It's beautiful in there. Appreciate everything John and Charlotte do for the community. Get out there and support them. Get out to newbies near you and have a great time. We got a caller before we get into FSU. I got a feeling it's Mike. Mike, what are you doing, big guy?
Oh, I'm sitting here trying to figure out the breed of this dog I adopted. I saw her on TV. Some of the dog, it looked like her was chasing this fella named Llewellyn Moss down a river in Mexico, Texas. I don't know. I think she's a Shih Tzu. Anyway, she might be a pit bull, maybe. I got a few things to take up with you. One thing when you're talking about the hillbillies calling Duquesne Duquesne, I want to ask you, how many people from Alabama, like Sylacauga, Albertville, Alabaster, come down to Bay Point looking for where Arnie hits golf balls, not knowing it's Bay Hill in Orlando? I bet that happens at least twice a year.
Host Bluff, Glencoe. I mean, there's some. I know all them little places up there in North Alabama.
Yeah, let's talk a little football, though. I got caught in the middle on the LSU and FSU. I really want FSU to beat LSU. But I got that tie bet under my alter ego's name with young David in the afternoon, so I'm having to pull for the Tigers to cover. I laid 4 because I don't like half points.
There you go.
But FSU and Auburn are going to be better than what people think, and I hate to admit that being a Tennessee fan, but they are. And I had a nightmare the other night. I thought it was. I woke up and I turned on the ACC network, and they were talking about how they were the conference of quarterbacks, and every highlight they showed, the quarterback was either underthrowing or overthrowing the receiver, and the receiver was making the catch. They are not the conference of quarterbacks. I got news for them. If you take out the 3 teams that ought to be in the SEC that are in that conference, you know who I'm talking about.
Yes, I do.
Seminoles, the Tigers, and the Hurricanes. But anyway, I'm really glad we're getting into real football, and just glad y'all are back. Y'all the best show since conference calls. You're way better than Feinbaum. I'll keep kissing up to you.
You better keep doing that. Keep doing that.
Yeah, well,
keep the
love
checks
you.
coming,
Glad you're
Mike.
back. I'd like to talk Nashville Crossroads with your fella there, but it's boring, you know. I mean, that goes way back. And we were talking about why Frank Mordica went to Vandy and Ronnie Myrick went to Vandy, the late Ronnie Myrick. Scotty Madison, the great quarterback and catcher out of Pensacola, went to Vandy. Well, that was during a time where Vandy might have been paying people to come play. And also, Jake Gaither had either retired or died or both. And we were able to get down here and get people. Well, I say we because back then I was a Vandy fan. I got over it, though.
Well, hey, wait a minute now. Vandy's quarterback's the real deal. Did you stay up late and watch that game?
Negative on that. I was afraid they had been paid to come out there and get beat by the Rainbows. I did hear about the 35-point third quarter.
Yeah. I went to bed about
that was
midnight.
amazing. They played in a 9,000-seat venue, which probably had fewer fans for the opponent than Dudley Field does when, say, Georgia and Alabama come there, or Tennessee.
I'm gonna tell you
I've never
what.
been to a Vandy home game against those 3 schools.
Let me tell you
That's
something.
the truth.
Those
And I've been to many Vandy games there.
Those
you know?
Hawaii fans were having a good time. It was packed out. I know, yeah, you're right. It looked like a high school stadium, but they were packed out. They were loud. It was a good game. I mean, they came out hot, and then
They
Vandy
know how
put
to
on.
party out there, Coach.
Yeah.
You ever heard the word luau?
Yes, sir.
Not luau cinder, luau. It's a party.
Yeah.
Y'all have a great day.
All right,
hey,
Mike.
Find out that Vernon Grand Ridge middle school game scored for tomorrow because they probably won't broadcast it up here. Bye now.
Bye, Mike. All right, Jim Bob, what do you guys for us today on the mighty Seminoles?
Well, kind of as expected, Florida State, had a pretty convincing win. But I heard some things that I had to look up. It's like I'd never heard that one before. First of all, let's start with they set a school record. They had 3 backs go over 100 yards each. They ran for like 400-some yards combined. They had 600-some yards of offense. They scored 8 out of 10 drives, which really didn't surprise me, to be honest with you. But the one that really surprised me, because this goes back to last year, Florida State, of all people, has scored in the red zone 39 consecutive times, field goal or touchdown. And they only won 5 games last year. And I'm thinking, that's pretty impressive. I said, that can't be. And I looked it up, and it's true. The all-time record for Florida State is 48 times in a row back when they were national champs in 2013. I can kind of see with that kind of a team, but 39 times in a row they scored either a touchdown or a field goal in the red zone. They also got a transfer yesterday, another running back of all things. He's from Florida, from Cocoa High School. His name is Keziah Holmes. He was at Penn State. He was a 2020 recruit. He decided to bug out of Penn State, become a Knoll, and he'll have 4 years of eligibility left. And he was a 4-star guy, so he was looked at pretty highly. So it never ends. It seems like the transfers are always going on. Now, how is Florida State going to do against LSU? I kind of think Florida State's going to do really well. I'm kind of like Mike. I think they're going to do a lot better than what people think because they're pretty athletic. They just don't believe in themselves yet. You know, they just got to get a little belief. But I think the fact that they've got their quarterback back from last year is a big advantage against LSU because LSU's still kind of trying to figure things out, who's eligible and who's not. We'll see. But I think Florida State's going to do it. I'm looking for Florida State to pull out a close one, a real close one, like 21-17, something like that. Hopefully they can go to LSU, or not LSU, New Orleans rather, and pull it out.
The thing about it's so hard to pick this game because we don't know anything about LSU.
No.
I know if we always say all the time, I don't care what level, when you're first year coaching, the coaching staff getting used to the players there getting used to the new staff. Look at Harden, you know, all those kids that left Auburn last year went down to a lot of them went down with Gus at Central Florida. So you've got some of that going on. The quarterback, Brennan Badmouth, and what are these coaching staff? What are these guys doing in Baton Rouge? This is crazy. So they're dealing with all those kind of things. They got some ineligible players. And if you hear some people talk, I guess the discipline hadn't been very, very effective in LSU the last couple of years, a lack of discipline. I don't know if that's true or not. I like Coach O. I think he did a really good job. It fell apart on him this last year. But I don't know. David, what do you think? I just know LSU's defensive front has been known to have big, good-looking physical kids. Right. The question mark I had, if you watch the FSU game closely, when their line would pull, they get around, do a good job pulling, they look better, but then they wouldn't hit anybody. If they'd have got their guy pulling, and I know it's tough for a big lineman to try to pick up a safety or a linebacker or whatever, they make that block, the guy takes it to the house instead of picking up 12, 15, he took it to the house. So against LSU, the offensive line's going to have to play a lot better, a lot more sound, a lot better if they're going to move the ball, run the ball on LSU.
You know, I don't look for them to run for 400 yards on LSU like they did in the camp.
And it's going to be it's going to be like a bowl game. It is like a bowl game.
It is.
Ethan, let's go to you. What do you think? What do you think's going to happen? Because I just don't know what LSU's got.
Yeah, I think one of the concerns I did see from the Florida State game is their ends, their edge, and with Jaden Daniels, who I think will be the starting quarterback for LSU, you're going to have to keep him in the pocket because he ran the ball a lot when he was at Arizona State, and I think if he's going to be the starting quarterback, which is kind of the way I'm leaning, I think they're going to try to run him a lot, and I think they need to make sure they really contain him in the pocket. So I think if they can do that, I think they should have a pretty good shot at this game because he's going to be a big playmaker for them this year as like the quarterback for LSU. So I think if they can kind of contain him and not let him run, make him more one-dimensional, I think they have a pretty good shot at this game.
I think it's really an equal ball. I think they match up well against each other. I really do. You look at the last couple of years, LSU's not been very good. I think they're 12 and 11 last 2 years, and you go back to the last game they played, that bowl game. Yeah. One other team in the SEC just decided not to play.
Right.
You know, I'm not going to mention who it was, but one team said we're not even going to do it. I got to give credit for LSU. They went out there and played. I forgot who they played at quarterback. Somebody didn't play there or something. It was a joke, but at least they showed up and played.
Yeah.
They didn't look very good at all. And Brian Kelly was there watching the game. He didn't coach any. It wasn't his staff. He was just kind of watching everything going on. But the last time he saw LSU play, they looked terrible. So how much can you improve? And I will say quite a bit compared to that and what they're going to look like in Sunday against FSU. Then you look at FSU the last couple of years. 2020, what were they, 3-6? And then 2021, they were 5-7. So you got two teams that haven't been very successful the last couple of years. Then you go back a little bit further, LSU wins the national championship.
Yeah.
Then they get all these guys still getting drafted. Their roster's probably better. I wouldn't say, I know it's better than what FSU has right now. You can only put 11 on the field at a time. So right now, if I had to make a pick, I don't know who I'd go with.
Well, like you said, I think if you looked at it like on a talent level, I think obviously LSU has that. But I think is obviously a group being together a few years now in Florida State.
Third year
I mean, a staff that's been together for a few years. I know, obviously Brian Kelly's he's done this a million times. He's coached for a long time, so he knows what he's doing. But there is something that you can say when it's your first game at a new program, new coaching staff, players it's gonna be the first live game he's coaching players on the sideline in the middle of a game.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just a lot of things that are new.
The communication sidelines, the players.
And that kind of stuff matters.
And Florida State's already been through a game. They're going to work out some of those things right there.
Right.
Well, I think special teams, too, is going to come into play as well.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Florida State looks like they're fast. I couldn't really get a feel how good they are on the offensive line because who they played against. You see the size of those guys?
It was kind of hard to tell. But they did a great job running the ball. And that big receiver had one big catch, and then he got hurt. So.
Yeah, their skill players look good. Yeah. I really think they look really good. I think they'll be pretty. I do think Florida State's going to be pretty good. All right, let's talk about some of our great people that I know are going to be pretty good. And that's Blue Sky Express Car Wash on Back Beach Road. You want your vehicle to look brand new? Go by and try it. It's on Back Beach Road near Alf Coleman. Like you're heading to Arnold High School. They do an incredible job. I'll tell you that right now. We just talked about John and Charlotte. Great job at Newbies. Newbies 2 on the Curve is the place to watch all sporting events. Newbies, the mothership, the best bands in the Southeast every Friday and Saturday night. Hey, if it doesn't look right, it doesn't feel right, your skin just doesn't, it's just like something ain't right about it. Don't play around with this. It can be deadly. Go see Dr. Ward. If you're listening right now in Northwest Florida, there's an office near you. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Texas A&M, what's going on with the Aggies? Ethan Boyd's going to let you know.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Dan Patrick Show.
You get to a point where you go, okay, let's take whatever we can get for Russ. Or maybe Russ surprises us. Maybe. But this is where I want to find out LeBron's imprint on this team, his impact on this team. You wanted Russ. Sit down with him and say, this is what we need you to do. And give him a dose of reality.
The Dan Patrick Show. Weekday mornings 9 to 11 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good Tuesday morning. I'm forecasting more showers and thunderstorms today, tonight, and Wednesday. Figure about a 50-60% coverage. It'll be partly sunny during the day, partly mostly cloudy at night. Highs near 90, lows near 78, and the water temperature in the Gulf of Mexico holding at 87. This weather forecast has been brought to you by KHS & Associates, your source for affordable health insurance. For 104.3 and 102.1 ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Sykes Concrete has been in business in this area since 1947, and 3 generations later, they're still going strong. See Sykes Concrete for dirt, sand, rock, and concrete. They can handle any size job from the smallest to the largest. Sykes Concrete pays CDL truck drivers some of the highest wages in Bay County, making $50,000 to $75,000 a year, including holiday and vacation pay, plus health insurance. See Hugh Sykes at Sykes Concrete, 8030 Highway 77 on the right, just north of Southport Elementary School.
That boot store is having a big sale on select clothing, including shirts, jeans, jean shorts, jackets, ball caps, and coats. You know a sale at that boot store is something special. So don't miss out. That boot store, next to Billboard Kia on 15th Street in Panama City. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 9 to 5. Friday and Saturday, 9 to 5:30. Remember Joe's motto, always keep Jesus in your heart. That boot store.
The #1 SEC call-in show is now twice as big. It's double the Paul Feinbaum Show. Weeknights starting at 6.
Okay, but also go faster.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest for a beautiful Tuesday here in Bay County. Ethan Boyd's with us right now. He loves those Aggies. And Desmond Howard, national championships coming to College Station. Bear Bryant couldn't get it done. I mean, he had them, #1. The word leaks out. He's going to University of Alabama. They lose the next 2 games way before you, maybe probably before your parents were born.
Yeah.
And now, will this hurt Jimbo Fisher, all the pressure now that you Aggies are putting on him. If the Michigan Heisman Trophy winner says you're going to win a national championship, you better win it. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think we just need to go ahead and just give us the championship.
Why play the game?
Yeah, I mean, he knows what he's talking about. He's a very smart, educated man. So
I'm sorry. I watched Ohio State's offense in the Rose Bowl. I watched him last year. I know what they got coming back. I just don't see the Aggies having that offense like the Buckeyes. But their defense, your defenses might be loaded. Even though Alabama's got almost everybody coming back, I just don't see your defense like Alabama. It must be the coaching staff.
Yeah, I don't know what Desmond is. I mean, if you look at his 4 teams again, Ohio State's not in it. Georgia or Bama's not in it, and then Clemson is not in it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the 4 teams everyone else is picking. He doesn't even have a single one of them in his final playoff. So it seems a little outlandish. But no, I mean, obviously, you know, he named a quarterback this Saturday after the scrimmage. So Haynes King's officially the starter, which I think is what most people expected after he won the battle last year. He's been on campus since January 2020. So I mean, he's been on campus for 2.5 years. So I mean, he's going to be the guy. You know, you're going to see an athletic quarterback, strong arm. I think a lot more big play abilities. So, I mean, I think it's something that, again, depending on how Jimbo calls the game, you can really see how good he is. They've mentioned multiple times that he honestly might be the fastest player on A&M's team. I mean,
really?
It's came out so many. That's the thing you always read about him.
Even the kid that ran the kickoff against Bama last.
He was a 2-time state champion in Texas for 400 meters.
Well, what kind of quarterback gives defenses fits? A guy that can, a dual threat guy that can run and throw.
I mean, I think my concern is the accuracy. He's got a live arm, obviously. He can make the big throws. He can throw it deep. But I think it's going to be all about touch and then just putting the ball where it needs to be. The line, we have 3 starters back. Really, the guy that's going to play left tackle, should have been a starter last year, but he tore his ACL. So most of our line's back, so that doesn't necessarily concern me too much. My concern is probably more on the receivers and the other skill players. I just don't know. We don't have a lot of deep players. The freshman Evan Stewart, he's going to play. I think he's going to start. So we're going to have a freshman wide receiver, probably playing the X spot, and he'll be out there. I would say 90% of the snaps. Defensively, we're going to be deep, but we're still going to be really young. The good thing is, most of those guys played last year. So we didn't lose a lot. But, I mean, if you look at our 2 deep, we only got 3 seniors on the defensive side of the ball. So
what about those? I mean, that couple of those defensive linemen they got in.
They're all in the 2 deep. I mean, if you look at it, you will see them a lot. So we're going to, if you look at our 8 defensive linemen, I mean, they make up 6 of the 8. So they're going to get lots of snaps. And then same thing with the linebackers. I mean, we're going to probably see. Technically, they don't have their freshman as the starting middle linebacker. I guarantee by the 3rd week, I bet you he's a starter.
Yeah.
He's just more talented. I mean, he's young and he's raw, but talent, he is better than the senior they have as a middle linebacker right now. So I would not be surprised if you start seeing him. So defensively, I'm not really concerned, but they are going to be younger, but most of them have a lot of game experience from last year. So, and we have 2 cupcake games to start the year, so we have plenty of practices to kind of figure out all the
And
kinks.
y'all open up, who do y'all, is 11 o'clock kickoff?
I think it's actually 6 o'clock. I think it's the late SEC game, I thought.
Okay.
But I could be wrong.
All right, well, let's look at here we got right here, Sam Houston
at
11, Texas A&M. It's 11 o'clock kickoff, SEC Network, because I've already kind of scripted out what I want to watch. And I want to
You're going to watch that game?
Yeah, I do. I'm going to watch that one.
Yeah.
And again, A&M, I just want to kind of see those number 1 class in the history of college football. I want to see how good they're going to play and how many of them are actually going to get on the field and play. Yeah, I was going to watch that game. The other one I want to watch at 2:30 is Oregon, Georgia. That's one I'm definitely not going to miss. But I'm probably have to go somewhere and see a lot of different TV, a lot of different TVs because I want to see Cincinnati and Arkansas also. I don't really care too much about Troy, Ole Miss, even though we got a lot of Troy people around here. I do want to see the Florida game. It's 6 o'clock, Utah at Florida, ESPN. And then you got Miami of Ohio, Kentucky. Not really crazy about that one. I do want to watch some of the Auburn game at Mercer. You got all these SEC games kicking off at the exact same time. Alabama, Utah State, 6:30. Mississippi State, Memphis. Watch out for Memphis, Jim. Watch out for Memphis. They always play Ole Miss tough. They always play Mississippi State tough. We used to play them every year at Southern Mississippi. They were hard to beat. they get pumped up for these SEC schools. So I wouldn't shock me to see an upset there. I don't think it's going to happen, but it could. But then the big one I'm going to watch this weekend is FSU, LSU, Ohio State, Notre Dame. I think it's at 6:30 Fox TV, correct? Mm-hmm. That one I'm going to have to watch that one too. So you need to go somewhere where there's multiple TVs.
Yeah.
Rudy's Barbecue, Newbies 2 on the Curve, that Cajun place. Yeah. That's the place you need to be watching these games. And there are going to be a lot of them on, a lot of good football games. We just found out something that's going on down in New Orleans, Ethan, this weekend. Not only LSU's in town in New Orleans this weekend. What else is going on down there? What's it called?
Southern Decadence.
Southern what?
Decadence.
You stepped right in that.
Southern. Do you want to tell me what that is?
No, not really.
Okay, look it up. Look it up what it is, and it's going to be. How many? They say it's going to be unbelievably packed out in New Orleans for just this. Now you throw in the FSU fans coming in there, LSU Fighting Tigers rolling in there. New Orleans this weekend is going to be absolutely crazy. I had no idea that was going on this weekend.
Just saying, take a lot of hand sanitizer.
I ain't saying anything.
I ain't either.
Look it up, guys. Look it up what's going on in New Orleans this weekend. Again, tell everybody what it's called.
Southern Decadence.
Did they just leave College Station? Was it?
No.
Jim, you want to say anything?
No. He's only smart when in.
He said, no, I don't want to get into that. Okay. Anyway, what else you got? Is that it for the Aggies today?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. West Virginia names their starting quarterback. J.T. Daniels will be the starting quarterback. You know who they're playing? Pitt. They didn't play. What's the last time they played? 2011, 2010, something like that?
It's been a while.
It's been a long time. The backyard brawl. That I'd kind of like to watch that one. They're going to get after each other. This kid, the quarterback, they're starting 6'2", 226. It is the first time they played since 2011. And you know who won the last time the backyard brawl? It was West Virginia, 21-20s. Now, Jim, so I guess them losing that starting quarterback, losing the number one receiver in the country to Southern Cal, Desmond doesn't care about that. He says they're going to have to win this game to get in the playoffs. So I guess he knows something more than we know.
I guess so.
That degree from Michigan, the highly intelligent people from Michigan Wolverines, is that what it is?
Yeah, evidently. When he said that, it's like it's one of those things you had to do double take and one. Did he just say the 4 teams that he said? I thought he said.
Yes, he did, Big Daddy. He sure did. All right, Pitt is favored. West Virginia, get your little card out and make some notes if you're going to bet with Vegas. West Virginia, number 17 team in the country. I'm sorry, they're at number 17, Pitt. Pitt's favored by 7. What do you think? Are you buying that?
No, because obviously West Virginia got J.T. Daniels, but Pitt, didn't they get a transfer in Slavis?
They lost one of the coordinators too,
yeah.
Jim.
Yes, they did. To answer your question, Ethan.
Yeah.
Kid from USC.
And then Whipple, or whatever his name is, left, and obviously, so I don't know.
Andrews,
and then Addison,
whatever. Yeah, he's a great player.
It's hard to believe you could lose a Heisman candidate quarterback
receiver
your
coordinator.
Yeah, it's a lot to lose.
On the same year?
Yeah.
Jesus.
But I think they've set. Everyone likes their defense. I know that, but I don't know. 7 points seems like kind of a lot.
We'll see. All right, Notre Dame, number 5 at the Buckeyes. The Buckeyes favored by 17. Okay, we already talked about that one. Oregon. Let's talk about this one. Oregon versus Georgia. 2:30 kickoff. Georgia Bulldogs favored by 17.5. Some people are saying watch out. They're not going to cover. I don't know about that.
I don't think they cover that.
You don't think they cover?
I do not.
I want to point out, everybody's saying everything Georgia lost. Jim, you know about football. He's recruited as well or better than anybody. It's been Ohio State, Alabama, and Georgia recruiting out of the ball. I don't think they drop off that much.
Well, time will tell. We'll find out.
Quarterback's coming back.
That's a bold statement, though. You talk about some of the guys they had playing defense last year. Them guys were phenomenal. I mean, they were
You just don't know the names.
They were phenomenal.
He is recruited.
I think it's going to be a close game, too.
Yeah, I just think it's going to be closer. I still think
the
Georgia
X factor
wins,
could be Bo Nix.
But I think
I
Oregon keeps it closer than 17.5.
Well, one thing about it, Oregon's head football coach knows the ins and outs of Georgia football. That's going to help, and Bo Nix can run and throw. We might see a different Bo Nix, man. If he's consistent, when he's on, he's as good as anybody in the country.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm telling. Don't sleep on Georgia, man. They've recruited so well. It's like Bama. We'd win a national championship and lose all those guys to the NFL, and then win another one or compete for another one. That's going to be the same thing with Georgia. They're not going away.
Well, I think the question mark is if it's a tight game, like them versus Clemson last year, right? Can Stetson Bennett, does he have enough where he can win those close games?
And that game's in Atlanta, correct?
Yeah, it's like a home game for Georgia. You know, Oregon. How many people do you think they'll bring? Maybe
Not
10.
many.
Maybe 10,000. Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. We still question that quarterback.
I do.
And I'll be honest with you, I never thought he could beat Alabama. No. Not that quarterback. Yeah. But you got to give him credit. He's won those football games. He should be better. You know, another year under your belt. We'll see how it plays out. But I can't wait to watch that football game. Kirby's going to have Georgia ready to play. 17.5 is a lot, though, week one, because there's a lot of unknown. All right, we'll come back and finish up with this later. We get back, we got to talk a little about Bama. 8:15, we got Andy Burcham, everything. Can y'all believe everything's happened to Auburn? New athletic director, he says, I'm done, I'm out. They wouldn't give him an extension. They wouldn't even talk to him about it. So he says, I see the handwriting on the wall. I'm out of here. They named T.J. Finley the quarterback. Burns, the center Brahms, the center from Navarre. Mm-hmm. He's not going to be playing. We kept questioning that. The pain's just too much. He's had like 2 surgeries since last football season.
He's giving away all the good stuff.
Yeah, we'll get back and ask. Well, that's right. We'll get Alabama first. I know. What am I doing? It's like watching a movie. They give you all the stuff, the preview. You know what's going on.
Here, fix it.
Unbelievable, man. Hey, Stevenson Air Conditioning is feeling good right here and right now. I love Jason. They do a great job down there. But do you really want to fight off this virus? You're not feeling very well. Go down and see Jason Kovaleski at McFit Sports Nutrition. They can help you with all your needs, man. I'm telling you, you want to feel better, look better. You want to get bigger, stronger, faster. Jason Kovaleski is the answer. Pier Park. Go by and see him. He'll be in here Friday. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. The best pizza. The deli's incredible. The bakery's unbelievable. I kept looking at that Paradise Cake yesterday. Went and saw John. John, remember the guy that brought in I forgot his name. God, I love him. He's a great guy. Brought in that big old picture he gave to us.
Is it Ron?
I can't remember. Well, I took it to John.
For you being a good American.
Oh, I gave it to John because John was a police officer when all that happened.
Oh, I
9/11.
That thing was cool.
I think
still got a picture of it.
He almost had tears in his eyes when we looked at it, man. So gave it to him.
It was cool.
He really liked that. Get out to Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. We'll be right back. Alabama Crimson Tide, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has the real local fishing report. This is Tim from Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle. Join me every Thursday afternoon at 5:15 during the Afternoon Underdogs and Friday mornings during the 6 a.m. hour. It's accurate, concise content from local anglers right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good Tuesday morning. I'm forecasting more showers and thunderstorms today, tonight, and Wednesday. Figure about a 50-60% coverage. It'll be partly sunny during the day, partly mostly cloudy at night. Highs near 90, lows near 78, and the water temperature in the Gulf of Mexico holding at 87. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. For 104.3 and 102.1 ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Hi, I'm Kevin Shady with KHS & Associates. We represent private insurance providers using multiple nationwide PPO networks for pre-negotiated discounted rates and no copays, no co-insurance, and no deductibles. If you're interested in a quote, give us a call or text 502-386-1128 and provide us your zip code and the ages and gender of those to include. Call or text us at 502-386-1128. That's 502-386-1128.
The SEC lives here. WJSU KSX Lynn Haven, WTOT, W271DM Mariana, Holidays, ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's the cooling season, and time to call Steverson Air Conditioning for your preventative maintenance to keep your air conditioning system operating at full capacity. Steverson Air Conditioning has preventative maintenance programs, and they service all makes and models. Steverson Air Conditioning offers air duct cleaning. Steverson Air Conditioning has after-hours service and free estimates on a system change-out or duct cleaning. Call them at 248-1109.
Put down your natural light. It's time for the Alabama Update. The Alabama Update, weekday mornings at 8. On the Coach James Hale Show in 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Roll Tide! Roll! We're getting closer and closer. Alabama kickoff, 6:30. SEC Network, Utah State, a very much improved Utah State.
Who struggled against UConn.
Hey, they were getting ready for Bama.
Yeah.
Blake Anderson didn't show anything. Very basic offense, defense. Those boys, you saw the signs in the stadium. We want Bama. Well, you're going to get Bama. This Saturday, Bryant Denny. No cash. Don't bring your cash. You better bring a credit card because it's going cashless. And you can buy alcohol now in Tuscaloosa and Bryant Denny. You don't have to bring it in, hide it anymore. You can just buy it right there, which is going to make a lot of money for the University of Alabama. Alabama, Vegas Insider. I'm going to go over this sometime today. Vegas Insider, Bama's now jumped up to be favored by 40 points. They don't cover. I don't think Bama covers. I don't. All right, I want to get into something different. I'm going to go old school. I'm going to go back to the old days. These are the greatest players. I don't agree with some of them, but these are some of the greatest. I can't get over all of them. It's only a 2-hour show. Well, you know what? We'll go another hour on Bama. All right, these are the greatest players in Bama history.
This morning.
This goes back to the days Jim Bob Brandt was born. Johnny Mack Brown, you ever heard of him? Great football player, 1924 and 1925. He was a Rose Bowl star for the mighty Crimson Tide.
Did he play against Manly?
They were roommates. Alabama, number one in Alabama's first national championship. He was a great player. I think he might have been the one to go on and do the movies and stuff too. All right, Fred Singleton was an unbelievable football player, offensive tackle. He played back with Jim Bob Brandt's daddy in 1929, 1930. All-American, played both ways, unbelievable football player. He was also a baseball star. Don Hudson may be the greatest football player to ever play at Alabama. This guy was a superstar in NFL. He held all kind of NFL records back when they ran the ball. Great player for the Green Bay Packers. He is a legendary guy. His roommate was Paul Bear Bryant at the University of Alabama. He was a wide receiver in 1932 through 1934. Alabama, I think, won, I don't know how many national championships.
7.
4 or 5 national championships. Anyway, they won 2. He was a superstar in the Rose Bowl. 6 catches, 165 yards, 2 touchdowns. Alabama beat Stanford for the national championship, 29-13. Harry Gilmore, quarterback, 1944, 1947. And now let's get some of the ones we might remember. You might remember this name. Leroy Jordan, 1960 through 1962, All-American. He finished 4th in the Heisman. Great linebacker, played both ways, center and linebacker. Wow. In 1962, he had 31 tackles in the Orange Bowl versus Oklahoma. Jim used to count this up and keep stats. 31 tackles. You know who's in the stands watching? President Kennedy. Bama they shut out Oklahoma. Joe Namath, quarterback, 1962 to 1964. 1964, Alabama wins the national championship. Paul Bear Bryant says the greatest athlete I've ever coached. Running back, 1969, 1971, the Italian Stallion, Johnny Musso, All-American, finished 4th in the Heisman. He would spin. Jim, I remember you talking about him.
Oh, yeah, he was one of my favorites.
His jerseys would be torn off, those rip-off. Yeah, I love Johnny Musso. Played for the Chicago Bears. This young man might have been the greatest offensive lineman in the NFL, not just at Alabama, but the NFL. John Hanna, offensive lineman, 1970 through 1972. He was Alabama's greatest offensive lineman, 2-time All-American. Some say he's the best college offensive lineman of all time, and NFL. 9-time All-Pro football player. Leroy Cook played 1972, 1975. He was All-American in 74. I'm not sure if he's one of the great ones. Woodrow Lowe, no doubt about it, linebacker, 1972, 1975, three-time All-American, four-time Alabama won the SEC championship. They won the 1973 national championship. They're getting ready to play Penn State in the Sugar Bowl. They stayed, I believe, at the Marriott. He missed the bus. He was paying some kind of bill, and Alabama had those red blazers on, black pants. He missed the bus. He had to run, try to catch up the bus the whole time, trying to keep Coach Bryant not to see him. Mal Moore actually saw him, didn't say a word. He gets in right when the bus is letting everybody off, and he walks in with them, sweaty, looked like crap. But Coach Bryant never saw him. Anyway, that's kind of a thing there.
That's a cool story.
Cool story there. Woodrow Lowe. Ozzie Newsome. Jim Bob is Ozzie Newsome, not one of the best players NFL or college.
If Ozzie would play today, he'd be like Travis Kelce. Ozzie was catching like 85 to 90 back 40 years ago.
Tight end.
At tight end.
Unbelievable.
He was phenomenal.
Now, you know, at Alabama, he was the ex-receiver in the wishbone. In the wishbone.
Right.
Ozzie Newsome.
Yeah, he wasn't that big. He weighed like 225.
I think he started, 225. Now, he got a little bit bigger in the NFL.
Right.
Now, he was Johnny Davis's roommate. Johnny and I played at Lanier.
Yeah, Ozzie's a great player.
Great football player, great person. 1974 through 1977, I think he started all the years he was there. He's in both the College Football Hall of Fame, NFL Hall of Fame. That tells you right there all you need to know. Right. I think he still holds the record at Alabama. Every time he touched the football at Alabama, he averaged 20 yards of reception. I think that's still a record. Dwight Stevenson, remember him? Center for the Miami Dolphins. Three-time, I think he was three-time All-American too. 1977, 1979, he's in the Hall of Fame also. Biscuit, Cornelius Bennett, linebacker. 1983 1986, I met him. He is a wonderful man. Great guy. All-time tackles for loss Alabama with 41, 284 tackles, College Football Hall of Fame, and the great Derek Thomas. He is maybe the best pass rusher ever in college football. He 52 sacks. I think that's a national record. 86 tackles for loss. All-American. NFL. Can't say enough good things about him. Alabama's first Heisman Trophy winner, Mark Ingram. 2008 through 2010, he came out of Michigan. A lot of people think he'd go to the Big Ten, but his daddy played for Nick Saban at Michigan State, so he wanted his boy to go to Alabama. He did. He wins the Heisman. He rushed for 3,261 yards, 42 touchdowns at Alabama. Brent Jones, offensive lineman, 2008 through 2012. Alabama, I think, won 3 national championships when he was there. Amari Cooper, one of the great receivers at Alabama, 2012, 2014. 228 receptions for 3,463 yards, 31 touchdowns, two-time All-American, NFL stud. Where's he at now, Jim? He is
Browns.
All right. I like the Browns. Derrick Henry, maybe the greatest football player Alabama's ever had. Will Muschamp told him, you come to Florida. He was a Gator. Wanted to go to Florida. Come to Florida, you're going to make all kind of money. You're going to play outside linebacker. Look what they make in the NFL, edge rushers. He said, no, I'm going to Alabama and play running back. And all he did was set the SEC record, single-season rushing record that stands today, 2,219 yards and 28 touchdowns. All second-time leading rusher in Alabama history, 3,591 yards. In 2015, he broke about every SEC record you could do. He made All-American. He won the Heisman. He is a 6-foot, looks like he's around 6'4", 250.
Yeah, he's
stud.
huge.
And a wonderful young man. Really, really nice guy. Fitzpatrick, great cornerback, plays for my Steelers. Go Steelers, baby. He played in 2015, 2017, 6 interceptions, 2 picks, 6 in 2016 alone, 2-time All-American, unbelievable football player. And then our boy from Hawaii, Tua.
Very good.
2017, 2019. First time he gets a game plays, throws the national championship touchdown pass against Georgia to another freshman. It's pretty good. All he did was pass for 7,782 yards at Alabama, third in the history of Alabama. 96 touchdowns, that school record. Najee Harris, running back, 2017, 2020. 55 games he played in. He's the leading rusher at Alabama, 3,843 yards, 46 touchdowns, 2-time national champ, All-American football player, plays for the Steelers. And don't forget about last year's, Heisman Trophy winner, Devontae Smith, 2017-2020, First wide receiver to win a Heisman Trophy since what?
Desmond, probably.
Desmond Howard, probably. Heisman Trophy winner, all-time leading receiver at Alabama, 235 receptions, 3,966 yards, 46 touchdowns in 2020 alone. He caught 117 passes, 1,856 yards, and 23 touchdowns. We got 2 more to go. How much time I got? I can get it. Will Anderson. He is going to do a lot of special things this year if he stays healthy. Last year he had 17.5 sacks, All-American, started day one walking on the field at Alabama. He'll be a first-round draft pick. Bryce Young, Alabama's Heisman Trophy quarterback. He's already thrown for 4,872 yards, 47 touchdowns, All-American, and that was last year. One thing he hadn't done, win a national championship. Can he get it done? Ethan, does he get it done this year?
I think he could.
He thinks he could. You think? Son, you got to know.
Hey, injuries.
Oh, okay. All right. Here we go. No pressure. That's how Coach Bryant used to say that. Hey, El Rodeo, Tequila Bar and Grill. Dave does such a wonderful job down there. Happy hour 4 to 7. The newest and best Mexican restaurant around. Get out there and have a great time. Another good place to get some great food and watch some football this weekend. We'll be right back. Alabama Update's been brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. Nobody does a better job than Stevenson Air Conditioning. The only thing you can buy that pays for itself. Stevenson Air Conditioning, #1. We'll be right back. Andy Burcham, Auburn Tigers, Jim Bob Brandt, Ethan Boyd, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. We're the radio home of the Mosley Dolphins.
It's the Battle of Bay as 2 rivals collide. The Mosley Dolphins versus the Bay Tornadoes. Coverage on ESPN Northwest Florida starts Friday night at 6:30. Kickoff at 7. Mosley Dolphins football is sponsored by Southern Orthopedic Specialist, Panama City Toyota, Tavario Solutions, Gulf Coast Aquarium, Bear No Heating and Air Conditioning, Arboritos, Team MVP, Ellis Agency Insurance, First Federal Bank, and ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good Tuesday morning. I'm forecasting more showers and thunderstorms today, tonight, and Wednesday. Figure about a 50-60% coverage. It'll be partly sunny during the day, partly mostly cloudy at night. Highs near 90, lows near 78, and the water temperature in the Gulf of Mexico holding at 87. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. For 104.3 and 102.1 ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Dear past, present, and future football watchers, you know why we're here. The football season is back! Woo! That means those pregame barbecues with an ice-cold Pepsi? Totally back. Your perfectly placed football-watching corner seat back and comfy as ever. 18 Sundays of touchdown scoring, Hail Mary throwing, ice-cold Pepsi flowing football action. You better believe it's back. And since that's too amazing to miss a single second's worth, Pepsi is officially giving you permission to always put football first. And when we say always, we mean always. Like when your lawn is looking less like a lawn and more like a jungle. If the game's on, then the lawnmower ain't. And those gutters you haven't cleaned, today is not their day. Or maybe those in-laws are back in town. Well, better hope they're football fans because your Sunday is completely booked. Long story short, crack open a Pepsi and don't let anything get between you and your football watching. With love, Pepsi, made for football watching. That's what I like.
Tiger fans, join us weekday mornings at 8:15. It's the Bay Point Golf Auburn Update on the Coach James Hale Show at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Whoa, Eagle! Hey! I tell you what, babe, closer and closer to kickoff. And you can listen right here on ESPN 104.3, all in Northwest Florida, the great Andy Burcham. And we want to thank Bay Point Golf for the update. If you love golf, get out to Bay Point and have a great round of golf. Club 72, you can watch the games right there. Heck, you can have it catered by Rudy's Barbecue like they do all the time and just have a wonderful time. Matter of fact, we can go down to Rudy's Barbecue, have dinner, and watch the game right there. Or we can turn the volume down and listen to Andy Burcham. That's what we need to do. We got him. Andy, how you doing this morning?
I'm well, James. How are you?
Man, I'm pumped up, baby. Game week. Cannot wait. Can't wait to listen to you. What? Hey, it's been crazy at Auburn now. I got people bashing Auburn, the haters out there. Let's start off with the negative, and we'll get to the positive. What do you know about the athletic director deciding not to stay at Auburn? I know he had talked to the president somewhat during the summer. No extension was offered. I don't know how much you want to get into it, but if you can give us a little insight, go right ahead.
Well, I think probably what you've read or heard is pretty accurate. I think Alan Green was looking for definitive word with regard to his extension, and either did not get that definitive word or did not get the word that he was hoping for, and decided to take matters into his own hands, and he stepped down last Friday, effective tomorrow, as a matter of fact.
Is there any word about where he might be going? Is he going to another job?
No idea at this point. I don't think I think he'll be able to find another job, whether it's at another school or in a league or something of that nature. But no, I don't think he stepped down to take another job at this point.
Right.
Let me put it that way. But I don't think he'll have any trouble finding another job. But and for the time being, Marcy Girton, who is on the executive team, is the acting athletic director, and Auburn will name an interim athletic director in the next few days, from what I gather, and then we'll start the search, if it hasn't already, for the permanent athletic director. But time goes on. I mean, it happened 1 week or a week and a day before the start of the football season.
Yeah.
And I think more than anything else, the timing of it probably is what is jarring.
Yeah.
A little bit. And listen, haters are going to hate, guys.
Yep.
That's the way it is. And you take notice as the folks that took shots at you when that happened. We'll find out what happens in the days to come.
Well, it is what it is. Now we got to get into something positive. TJ Finley is the starting quarterback, but I keep saying, let's see who's going to start by the Penn State game. But you know what? If he goes in there and does a great job, he will be the starter. What do you hear about him, and what do you hear about my boy Bobby up there?
Well, TJ met with the media yesterday after Coach Harsin, and he's really impressive, by the way, in an interview. He's very mature, and I think it's much different for him this year, James, than it was a year ago, because he goes into the season as a starting quarterback. A year ago, he was the backup. He took over for Bo Nix when Bo broke his ankle in the Mississippi State game. And he admitted basically that, he may not have been completely ready to be the everyday quarterback when Bo went down. But he has been working to that point to be that number one quarterback ever since. And I think he's done what you need to do to be the starting quarterback. He has improved. He is healthy. Remember, he was pretty hobbled by the end of last season as well. And he is healthy. He has improved his game. He's improved his leadership abilities, and goes into this season as the solid number one quarterback at this point. And I hope it works out for TJ. I'm rooting for TJ Finley, and I'm rooting for this Auburn ball club. And I know folks are saying, well, by week 3 or 4 or 5, it's going to be someone. I hope it's TJ Finley.
Yeah.
Right now, he's the guy. He's the guy that's been chosen. He has the tools. He's 6'7". He's got a great arm. I think he is more mobile than he was a year ago. Certainly, he is more mobile now than he was at the end of last season, because he was pretty hobbled at that point. So he is the guy at this point, and we'll just wait and see if a guy like Robbie Ashford gets some playing time in certain situations in game 1 or game 2. That was not disclosed yesterday. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
By Brian Harsin as to Robbie Ashford or Zach Calzada's role, other than they are the understudies right now for TJ Finley.
Yeah, and it's what you said right there. They're going to play the best quarterback they've had all camp. They went all through the summer, and TJ looked better. Like I said, I watched Bobby play up at Hoover when he was playing high school football. Unbelievable athlete. We're in good shape if TJ goes down. But if he keeps doing what he's supposed to do, he'll be there. I used to think Cam Newton was the biggest quarterback I've ever seen at Auburn, one of the biggest quarterbacks I've seen in college football. But TJ, how tall did you say he was?
6'7".
And what, about 250?
He's 6'7". He goes about 241. He said that yesterday, that he's dropped a few pounds since last season, and he said he can tell a difference in his mobility.
Yeah.
So he said he's 6'7", 241 yesterday. I thought Coach Harsin brought up a really interesting point yesterday. For all the people that are wringing their hands and, well, Auburn can't win with a T.J. Finley at quarterback. Well, you know what? Quarterbacks are allowed to improve.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Folks, remember what happened at the end of last season?
Yeah,
and it did not end well for Auburn a year ago. But you know, guys are allowed to get out there and be better from one year to the next.
Yeah.
And that's what Auburn is counting on with T.J. Finley this season.
Well, I tell you what, remember the Iron Bowl? He played well. I mean, Auburn should have beat Alabama. If Bigsby doesn't fall, if he just falls down, Auburn wins that game. And then it'd be a totally different thing going on at Auburn right now.
It's a totally different mindset. You're absolutely right.
Unbelievable. One play. Speaking of, let's get into injuries. What are you hearing going to week one? Who's out? Who's ready to go? I hadn't heard much about Papo. What's the word?
Well, the two definites that we know, and it was announced what we had suspected, that Nick Brom's career at Auburn is over. The injuries have just mounted up, and he has decided to step down as a football player at Auburn. He is a great young man and has a great future. I think he will still be with this team throughout this year, but he is in the aviation program at Auburn. So is Anders Carlson, as a matter of fact.
Wow.
And one day, if you step on a Delta flight, he may be the guy that flies you somewhere. He is in that program. Auburn has a terrific partnership with Delta Airlines, and both Anders and Nick are studying to be pilots for Delta one day. And I hate it for Nick because he decided he was going to come back for another year.
Right.
And he's one of those guys that decided, I'm coming back, and Auburn will miss him certainly on the field because he was one of the leaders on the field. The only other one of note right now is that the Tigers will not have one of their defensive linemen coming back from a season ago, out with I guess it was an injury to the knee over the spring, and he will not be out there for the Tigers this week. And that's really the only other one that Coach Harsin talked about yesterday, and that's Zykevious Walker, the defensive tackle from Ellaville, Georgia. So those are the two injuries that we have. Everybody else is ready to go, James.
Can't wait, man. Is the kickoff 6 or 6:30? I just lost my train of thought.
It's 6 o'clock this week. It's 6:30 next week against San Jose State.
Okay, 6 o'clock this week. We'll have you guys on at 5 o'clock on our network, but you guys get on. You go in a lot earlier, right? Than 5.
I will be at the stadium for a 6 o'clock start by 1 o'clock.
Wow.
And we go on the air at 3.
3 o'clock. Okay. We've got
Tiger Tailgate Show.
Yeah, we got you guys coming on at 5 o'clock here. We need to have you on at 3, but we got you guys coming on at 5, hour before kickoff. You can listen to Andy right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Do what we do. You can watch it on TV, turn it down, listen to Andy. That's the best way, and it's a lot louder, it's a lot nicer. I tell you,
more information.
Yeah, Andy does a great job, no doubt about that. What do you think? Can you give us a little breakdown on Mercer? What are you hearing about them?
Yeah, Mercer was impressive last week. They scored 63 points against Morehead State, dominated that game, which, of course, was an FCS game. They returned their quarterback, Fred Payton, who threw for 248 yards and 4 touchdowns last week. They got really good running games from Al Wooten and Brandon Marshall last week. They return a fabulous returner in Devron Harper, who is one of their top wide receivers. But Harper, a second-team All-American punt returner. He also returned a kickoff, 93 yards for a touchdown last week. That's a look at their offense. Their defense, look at Lance Wise, their rover back. He's an FCS All-American from a year ago, preseason All-Southern Conference this year. really good, outstanding player out of Marietta, Georgia. They return both linebackers, Isaac Dowling and Ken Stanley. They're good up front. This is a good team. This is a good Mercer ball club in just its 10th year of playing football again. So Drew Cronick has done a terrific job resurrecting that program and doing what he has done. And Auburn will have its hands full against this Mercer Ball Club coming in here on Saturday night.
Well, Andy, I tell you what, I'm pumped up about college football. We don't have to wait till Saturday. We got games Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. College football's back. I know you're pumped up about it. I've been saying we got a lot of FSU people down here in this part of the world, but we got FSU being better. We've all think Auburn's going to be better than what people think. I think Auburn's going to surprise some people if they can stay healthy. Am I right or wrong?
I agree. Absolutely. I think health is an absolute key for this team. And it was a year ago. I mean, look at what happened at the end of last season and look at who Auburn did not have by the end of last season. And tell me that health didn't play a huge factor in how that season ended a year ago.
Well, I go back to the Penn State game. They take away one play. They don't run that one play. Anyway, they don't run that one play. I think Auburn wins that game. And then that they win the Iron Bowl. That's a totally different Auburn football team. And I think Harsin can do a great job. I just hope everybody leaves him alone. Can't wait this Saturday. Andy Burcham, 6 o'clock, ESPN 104.3. We'll talk to you next week. Thank you so much, Andy.
My pleasure, guys. War Eagle.
War Eagle. Can't wait, baby. Getting closer, Jim Bob. What's the game? I know what you're looking for. That's a stupid question, but go out there and tell everybody what you can't wait for this weekend.
Ohio State and Notre Dame, that's kind of a big one. The other one, I don't know what day it is, but Georgia and Oregon, I want to see that one too.
2:30.
2:30, same day.
Same day. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Bay Point Golf, you love golf, get out to Bay Point, play golf. Ryan Movey does a great job. He'll be in here Friday, and he loves it. Him and Beth, they love those Auburn Tigers. Are you going to try to get to Auburn game this year?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go to the Auburn A&M game.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. We'll do that. We'll do that. That'll be a good one to go to.
Yeah, it's great experience.
Yeah. Don't forget about Chuck Tucker. Don't forget about South Oak Title and Closing. For all your real estate needs, they do an incredible job. Chuck, love you guys. Y'all are number one, not even close. J. Michael's Restaurant, Thomas Drive. The best seafood, coldest beer, Stevenson Air Conditioning. Nobody does a better job than Jason. Dr. Chad Mitchell. Hey, he's been taking care of athletes now for 23 years. He'll take care of you. Give him a call. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is the Panhandle's destination for the Atlanta Braves.
Got him, swinging strike three.
Ozzie Albies, Austin Riley, Ronald Acuna Jr. and the Braves are back.
Unbelievable.
And hungry for more. Listen to the world champion Atlanta Braves on a world champion radio station.
Rosario knocked the living daylights out of it.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Let's face it, nobody wants to deal with the hassle of replacing or repairing a roof. At Extreme Roofing and Construction, they help you avoid the headache so you can enjoy your roof stress-free. Extreme Roofing and Construction works with your HOA for approvals, permits, and even helps with insurance to get your roof repaired within 2 weeks. For over 20 years, Extreme Roofing and Construction has helped residential and commercial clients resolve their roofing needs quickly and efficiently. For more info or to book an appointment, visit ExtremeRoofingPros.com. License number CGC 1511861-CCC 1329126.
Ben and Deb Collins, owners of Bay Guns and Gear, have been in business since 2010, offering new firearms and accessories with a huge selection available for your hunting needs and personal defense. Turn to Bay Guns and Gear. They have the weapon for you. Discount pricing. And if you can't find what you're looking for, they'll special order it for you. Bay Guns and Gear, across from Grease Pro at 3115 Highway 77. Visit their website, baygunsandgear.com.
As a realtor, it's important who you choose as your title company. May we suggest South Oak Title? Their offices are modern, comfortable, and state-of-the-art. South Oak Title can close transactions in any location in Florida, Alabama, and Tennessee. Their free mobile app allows realtors to deliver a net sheet in seconds. They provide mobile closing services to accommodate buyers and sellers. Their offices are beautifully decorated, state-of-the-art, complete, safe, and secure. South Oak Title, creating a better title and closing experience through technology and tailored service. Visit them online at southoaktitle.com.
Get ready for the PCB Fishing Rodeo September 23rd through October 9th at Captain Anderson Marina. Join us for the kickoff party Saturday, September 24th with live music from 4 till 7 p.m. To be a part of this exciting event, you can register at Captain Anderson Marina or online at PCBFishingRodeo.com. The PCB Fishing Rodeo, September 23rd through October 9th.
Give him a call.
Phone lines are open. 850-215-6290. The Coach James Hale Show is taking your calls live and local from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to ESPN Northwest. Well, it's Tuesday. That means the Yankees are here. Jim Bob Morant, the Buckeye himself. Fridays are tough, Ethan. You're not here, and I got to put up with him and Jason Kovaleski. And our special guest was a Buckeye, too.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Mike, David, whatever.
David.
His
daddy was a Buck. He's from Florida.
By the way, that book I'm about halfway through it.
Pretty good, isn't it?
It's pretty good. It's an easy read. It doesn't have a lot of big words, which I don't like big words. So, and if he does use a big word, then he explains what he means by that. And it's a good book.
Great.
Everybody should read it. And it echoes a lot of things that you say about, who you hang out with and the mistakes that can be made just by making one wrong decision. I don't want to give away the book, but it's a good read.
Yeah, we'll Ron Moby been here Friday, and we can talk more about that. But we all, like Jim and I used to always tell the players, you are what you hang around with. You want to be a thug, hang around thugs. You want to make good grades, hang around people that make straight A's. You are what you. I hang around Ethan Boyd, I've become a lot better. I hang around.
Well, there are exceptions.
Yeah. Anyway. All right, let's get into this. Vegas Insiders, Jim Bob Morant. Vegas Insiders, let's go over a couple of these things. I want to start with Florida and Utah. All right, Utah, they got them ranked in the top 10 preseason. Some people even have them in the playoffs.
All right.
They won it last year, the Pac-12. They played the Buckeyes in the Rose Bowl. They looked pretty good until Ohio State woke up. But they're playing at Florida. It's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. It's going to be miserable. The place is going to be packed out. It's going to be electric. They got all these recruits going to be there. They're only favored. Utah's by Vegas Insiders. And I'm telling you now, these people in Vegas are pretty good. This is what they do to make a living. They're favored by only 2.5 points. 2.5 points. We're talking about how hard it is for a new coach the first year. Florida, they're supposedly don't have any offensive players. They don't have any defensive players. They haven't recruited well. Yeah. Utah almost beat the Buckeyes. They're Pac-12 champs, Rose Bowl. I don't know. Jim, what do you think? What's going to happen? Does Utah cover or does Florida pull the upset?
I think Utah's going to get it done. I really do. Just because of the stuff that you meant, they got a lot more experience. Florida's got a new staff, new systems, new this, new that. But obviously the environment at the Swamp is pretty special when it's rocking and rolling. It's really loud. It's going to be really hot. It's going to be really humid. That's all true. But the more I think about it, Utah's actually pretty good. They're better than I thought they were. It's like, they might get it done. Either way, it's going to be a really close game.
Their head coach, Whittingham, he's good.
Yeah, he's been there a long time.
He learned from Urban. He was Urban's one of Urban boys, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So he'll have them ready to play coming across country like that. But it's going to come down to mistakes. Turnover is going to be the key to the game. Maybe the kicking game.
Right.
If it's close, I think Florida's going to pull it off. They got it. It's got to be close.
That'd be a big win for the Gators.
Yeah. I can't wait to watch that football game. There's so many good games being played at the same time, so we're going to have multiple TVs. What do you think? How's this game going to play out?
Well, I would think Utah, I would say Utah's going to cover this. 2.5 not very many points. But this is a tall tale of what you think about the Pac-12 when the Pac-12 champion favorite is playing Florida, who's probably, ranked between 6th and 8th in the SEC. They're giving them only 2.5 points.
That's
that's crazy,
yeah,
right? I mean,
yeah.
Florida's not. I mean, you would say they're probably the third best team in the East, but we think they're under a 3-point underdog to the Pac-12 favorite.
Right,
That's
and you saw what Ohio State did to their defense.
Yeah.
But Florida's not built like Ohio State.
Right.
I think Jim, Florida. I don't think Florida can throw the ball on the field like Ohio State can. Now, Utah's defense, can they stop the run? Can they stop a multiple quarterback?
Their linebacker went first round. I mean, they had some good defensive players that went early in this last draft. So,
but the team speed of the Florida Gators still there. Yeah, I can't wait to watch this football. It's like Florida's just like LSU. It's the unknown, and that's what I think, Jim. FSU's got such a big advantage: the communication from the coach to the players on the sidelines, the little mistakes that you can correct after one game. Florida State's got that done. Florida doesn't have that. No. Utah didn't play last week, so this is week 1 for both these schools. Let's bring in somebody that's always in the know, never makes mistakes. He's always game ready. It's the one and only Michigan Eddie. Good morning, sir.
Go Blue, Truck City, Airs, Representative Spectator. Hello, Jim Bob Cooter. Hello, Ethan. Of Rudy.
Morning.
A lot of enthusiasm
You didn't
here,
say good morning to me. You said good morning to everybody but me.
Oh, by the way, Ethan, Coach Hale will go up to A&M Auburn as long as you pick up the tab because Coach Hale's a cheap banjo.
Hey, he's going to cover the tickets, and I'll cover everything else.
See, he doesn't know the real me. He does not know the real me.
Hey, so Ethan, I was in Eagle Pass, Texas last week. They didn't have Rudy's Barbecue there. It might be a new place to set up shop. You get a lot of money over there. It's busy.
Yeah,
right on the border.
Yeah, the kind of money you get there, you don't want.
Well, anyway, they don't have a barbecue joint there. Just saying. A lot of traffic going on over in those parts.
This is a sports show. We're talking about sports now, not restaurants. What do you want?
I'm putting a plug in for your sponsor, Coach.
Oh, okay.
So hang tight.
Go ahead. That's pretty good. Go ahead.
We'll look at expanding.
Anyway, I got a top 12 tailgating list, the best colleges for tailgating. You want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, number 12, Iowa. Good pork chops in Iowa City. Just saying.
Next.
Number 11, University of South Carolina and the famous Cockaboose.
Yes, I agree.
Number 10, Tennessee, the Old Navy on the heart of the Tennessee River.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Number 9, UW, University of Washington Huskies.
Next.
Number 8, oh, God's country. I'm not talking about A&M and College Station. I'm talking about Ann Arbor, the University of Michigan. Go Blue, baby.
God.
Where are those Buckeyes, Jim Bob Cooter?
I don't have no idea.
Number 7, State College, Penn State. Boo hiss.
No,
Number 6.
They do a good job at Penn State. Go ahead.
Number 6, UT, Austin. They can take that and shove it too. Just saying. Anyway.
Wait a minute. Hold a minute. Would you agree with that,
No,
Austin?
I
don't
wouldn't.
know.
It's not.
It's different.
Yeah, it's not like a college thing. You know what I mean? Like that's what makes college as good as it. It's a college town.
It's
Austin's
a liberal.
not as a college town.
Yeah, I don't know
I'm
about
surprised
that.
to see
I'm surprised that one too.
Austin's is a good place to visit. You know, we went there for UIL when Austin was running track at UT and all that, but I don't agree with that. And
I don't know.
And you have a lot of different people there. Just saying, I'm keeping it clean.
Right.
Anyway, number 5, dig 'em, College Station, baby, Kyle Field,
yes, sir.
baby.
Absolutely.
Number 5.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Brian Gossett, my boy, the equipment manager there.
Time out.
What's that?
A lot of people go to Rudy's Barbecue.
Yeah.
Even when they tailgate around the stadium, they got barbecue stuff
we do
everywhere.
We have our tailgate package in College Station. We just take it 2 tailgates and drop it off for them.
They take us to the next level. Yes, absolutely. A&M. Go Jim Bob. Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
Rudy's Barbecue, Kyle Field, baby. Go 50-yard line. There you go. Brian Gossett, equipment manager, my boy. Number 4, boo hiss, the Catholics of Notre Dame. They can take that place and shove it too.
All
anyway.
right, wait a minute. No, let's talk about this one. What is it? Have you been there to tailgate there?
I have not. And I don't care to.
Then why would you badmouth them? If you not have experienced it, why would you badmouth them?
I don't like Notre Dame.
Ethan, we went up there. It was okay. I didn't think it was special. Did you?
I mean, I'm surprised that they're at 4.
Yeah,
it wasn't that light. You know what I mean?
No, I say not top 4. No way.
This one's going to surprise you, and coaches can get you really, really upset.
What's that?
It's in your favorite state. You got to guess? It's in your favorite state.
Auburn.
California.
Yep, it's in California.
Oh, my God. You got to be kidding me.
You can't tailgate in California. That's illegal.
What is it?
Yeah, you need to have your mask on and triple boosted. Anyway, University of Cal Berkeley.
What?
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
I don't buy it.
No.
Who made
It's
this?
the first time I've ever seen
I
him
wanna know,
speechless.
Who wrote this article?
Who made this list?
It's off of Stadium Talk. Is the website. Stadium Talk.
Oh, wait a minute. Hunter Biden wrote this. My God, no wonder. Go ahead. What's next?
Very possible. Very placebo, coach. Very placebo. Number 2. You can get some good boudin balls right down the street in Scott, Louisiana. Guess number 2 is?
I don't know.
LSU.
I just gave you the answer, boudin, man.
He's not paying attention.
We're not. We're looking at each other, just waiting on you to talk. Go ahead.
LSU.
Absolutely.
Tiger Mike.
Yeah, I would put him number 1.
Death Valley. Don't want to take your kids there at night, from what I hear. Just saying. If you want a family affair, you go to a day game.
Just make sure you don't have on an Alabama shirt or a Michigan shirt if you're playing Michigan that night there.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, that's a great place,
Okay.
no doubt about it.
Number 1. You guys got to guess who. You guys got to know who number 1
The
is.
Grove, baby. Ole Miss.
What say you, Coach? The Alabama, the Tide.
Gainesville.
Jim Bob Cooter, what say you?
I got to go with Ole Miss. I'm with Ethan on that one. That's supposed to be the best. Well, I don't know.
Ethan and Coach Jim Bob Cooter outscored Coach James Hale on his own show. It is Ole Miss, the Grove.
Well, I'm not a big Ole Miss fan, but I have heard good things about that. The Grove.
What about Southern Miss? What about
Yeah,
them?
where was Southern Mississippi?
I don't even think it made the top 100.
What was Bama? Bama, Auburn. I mean, if you've never been tailgating Alabama, Auburn, man, them places are unbelievable.
Let me scroll through the list here.
I
know
their fans are respectable. See, that's
Yeah. We treat you right
Yeah.
there. We do. We treat people good.
Wisconsin was 13. Clemson was 14. Alabama was 15.
Wow.
16 was West Virginia. 17 was Florida and Georgia with the cocktail party.
Go back to one thing. Go back to me. We got to take a break. But Wisconsin, I got to give those people credit, man. I saw what's it called, the jump around. That was crazy. I was impressed with those people there.
Yeah.
They know football. They're Green Bay
they
Packer
do.
fans, like I was at one time. All right, Michigan Eddie, hold on. Let me get a break in here, and we'll come right back to Michigan Eddie and see what else he wants to do today. Let's thank all of our wonderful people. I tell you what, Max Fit Sports Nutrition, Jason Kovaleski does an incredible job. Helps you in every possible way. Find out the virus, you name it, they can do it. Go by and see him. Dr. Ward, man. Dr. Ward, unbelievable. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. If it doesn't look right, feel right, call him right now. There's an office near you. He'll be here tomorrow at 7:30. Looking forward to that. Don't forget all the great newbies. Blue Sky Express Car Wash. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Weather in Northwest Florida can change on a dime.
Gale force winds bombarded with heavy rain.
That's why 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has the most up-to-date forecast on the Gulf Coast. Hi, this is staff meteorologist Tim Root with over 40 years of experience. I know just how fast we can go from sun and fun to a serious situation. For the most accurate and detailed weather when it matters, rely on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Good Tuesday morning. I'm forecasting more showers and thunderstorms today, tonight, and Wednesday. Figure about a 50-60% coverage. It'll be partly sunny during the day, partly mostly cloudy at night. Highs near 90, lows near 78, and the water temperature in the Gulf of Mexico holding at 87. This weather forecast has been brought to you by KHS and Associates, your source for affordable health insurance. For 104.3 and 102.1 ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
We know that juicy, cheesy, grilled to perfection burger sounds amazing, but it does sound like something is missing. Pepsi, baby. The yin to this burger's yang. Burgers and Pepsi go together like burgers and Pepsi. This perfect blending of flavors makes every bite of lettuce, every sesame seed on the bun, and every sip of that crisp, refreshing, ice-cold cola a journey to Foodtopia. Burgers, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Is that the sound of an ooey gooey, cheesy, crunchy slice of P-I-Z-Z-A? Obviously. But as good as that sounds, we think it can get even better. Oh yeah, that's the sound of a freshly opened fizz-filled Pepsi. The only thing that can take this flavor medley of crunchy dough, mouth-watering cheese, and savory sauce to the next level. How about another bite? Pepsi and pizza sound like a match made in heaven and taste even better. Pizza, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Welcome to It's the Coach James Hale Show.
But I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
Live from the J. Michael Studio, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Right here, college football week. It starts, man. It's here. Thursday night games. Here we go. Let's run them down. This Thursday, if you love football, you want to be watching. We got West Virginia at Pittsburgh, 6:30 kickoff, ESPN. Central Michigan at Oklahoma State, 6 o'clock, Fox Network, Fox Sports. Ball State at Tennessee, SEC Network, 6 o'clock kickoff. VMI at Wake Forest, 6:30, ACC kickoff. Penn State at Purdue. Watch out, Penn State. Don't sleep on Purdue. 7 o'clock, Fox. Louisiana Tech at Missouri. ESPN Plus, 7 o'clock kickoff. Come on, Missouri. Alabama A&M at Alabama Birmingham, 7 o'clock, CBS Sports. New Mexico State at Minnesota, 8 o'clock, Big Ten Network. Northern Arizona, I think, versus Arizona State, 9 o'clock kickoff, Pac-12. Then Friday, it keeps rolling. Friday, Western Michigan at Michigan State. Game kicks off on ESPN, 6 o'clock. Michigan State's recruiting at a very high level. Good job, Tucker. Virginia Tech at Old Dominion, 6 o'clock, ESPN. Maybe it's ESPN2. Temple at Duke, 6:30, ACC Network. Illinois at Indiana, 7 o'clock, Fox. TCU at Colorado, 9 o'clock, ESPN Plus. And then Saturday, we'll get into that later. We'll get into all the Saturday games. Michigan Eddie, Thursday, Friday, what games are you looking forward to the most?
I'm kind of interested in that Illinois-Indiana game, seeing if Coach Allen was a one-hit wonder at Indiana from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But, of course,
yeah.
I'm looking forward to Notre Dame, Ohio State, of course. I'm looking forward to that one, too.
The question was Thursday, Friday, which one's the most? I'm with you. Illinois, Indiana, I like Bielema. I like him. I'm hoping he gets it done.
Penn State, Purdue's a good one, too.
Yeah, I tell you what,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a good game. I don't think Penn State better be ready to play.
Yeah, especially at Purdue.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game right there.
Brom does a good job.
No doubt. Wednesday, I'm looking forward to watching. I'm going to look a little bit about Missouri. I'm going to watch a little bit of Tennessee. But West Virginia Pitt, that used to be a big football game. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, I think that'd be a good game to watch. Big Ten's got some good games this weekend, though. I'll give it to them.
Yeah, they play. Jim, SEC usually waits later in the season before they start playing each other. Big Ten jumped into it.
Yeah, some do and some don't. It happens. Like last year, Ohio State played Minnesota right out of the box on Thursday.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was a good game, too.
Yeah,
I remember that. All right, Michigan Eddie, what do you think, man? Who do you like? Notre Dame, Ohio State? Do they cover? I think it's up to 7. All right, Vegas Insiders, I think it was up to 17 or 17 and a half. Actually, it's 17. What do you think? I think they're going to blow them out. What do you think?
I think the Buckeyes are going to take care of business.
All right.
And the edge is going to be the reason being coaching.
Okay. I do want to give you a little bit of time to give a little love to Michigan. They got a tough 2 games. I know Vandy just beat the dog mess out of Hawaii, so you guys should probably beat them by like 120 points when you play them in Ed Armour. But who they got week 1? I forgot.
Carter State.
We went over this yesterday, Coach.
Who they? Well, I just said I forgot who they got.
They got Colorado State, the mighty team out of Fort Collins, Colorado.
That Colorado State's got a good little program there.
No, they haven't had a good program since Sonny Lubick
Colorado State's got a good little program.
Okay.
Colorado
Keep drinking that Kool-Aid, Coach.
They got a good little program. You know who used to coach there? He used to be the former head coach.
McElwain used to coach there. And they were
you know who else coached there? Daniel Bush. You know who his head coach was? He used to play at Georgia. He used to be the offense coordinator at Auburn. Who is it?
Oh, he just got fired at Auburn. Yeah, I can't think of. He was a quarterback at Georgia. What
yes,
the
he
heck
was.
is it?
Yes, he was.
I know who you're talking about now.
You can't think of it either, huh?
Yeah. Come on, Michigan. We just talked about it yesterday. We just talked about We just talked about it yesterday.
I talked about Sonny
No,
Lubick.
you just talked about it yesterday. Come on. Who is it?
I
ain't telling you.
I know, but I ain't telling. That's real.
Mike
sure.
Bobo.
There you go.
Bobo,
Good job, Mike Bobo. Good job, Mitch. I thought he did a pretty good
You
job.
know, he just looked it up. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, he did. He got on his computer.
I know who it was. He said he played quarterback at Georgia. I'm like, I know it started with a B, but I did look it up. But he didn't do all that.
He's really good friends with Kirby. Him and Kirby are pretty good job. But we had a great show going on until I got this phone call, and we're all screwed up now. What else you want to talk about? You don't ruin the show. What else you want to talk
Eddie,
about?
who's going to be the quarterback this year for Michigan?
Yeah, what's with alternating them? What's up?
All
with
right. Okay. We went over this yesterday too as well.
Oh, I didn't
So
listen.
week 1, hold on, slow your roll. Week 1 is going to be Cade McNamara against CSU. J.J. McCarthy out of IMG is going to be the week 2 starter versus Hawaii. Whoever plays better is going to be named the starter for the remainder of the season.
Well, they also said they'll watch them in practice, evaluate that also. But I'd rather be the starting quarterback against Hawaii than I would Colorado State. That's just me.
Yeah.
You know, you gave up 63 points. I think I'd like to go against that defense. All right, Colorado State at Michigan, 11 o'clock, ABC. What's going to happen? Will it be a blowout?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it would be like around 45-7, 45-14, something of that nature.
Who do y'all got? Who do you have week 3? Because you got 2 cupcakes then. Who's week 3?
I want to say it's UConn.
So they just got
Yeah,
beat by
3
Utah.
cupcakes.
Yeah, 3 of them. They just got beat by Utah State.
Dude, it's like I've told you guys all off season. Michigan's preseason schedule, their glorified scrimmages, it ticks me off. It's terrible.
No, that's okay. They're getting ready for the Big Ten.
Well, that's true, but I thought we were supposed to get some better scheduling going on here instead of getting cupcakes all the time like the SEC does. But now it seems like the SEC is scheduling some tougher games, and the Big Ten has become like.
What did you just say about the SEC? What did you just say?
The SEC used to be known.
When's the last time you guys have beaten a team from the SEC? When's the last time Michigan beat? What did Georgia do to you guys last year? That was a damn. You talking about a scrimmage? That was a scrimmage.
What did Georgia do to Alabama last year?
That was playing a JV team.
Get out of town.
That's Georgia playing a JV team. Good Lord.
Whatever.
Yeah, I did. Alabama spanked Georgia in the SEC championship game. Thank you for reminding me of that.
No, but not in the national championship game. They didn't.
But didn't Tom Brady beat Alabama down the Orange Bowl?
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, they did. I was a cadet at the Air Force Academy when that happened.
Why do I have you on here? Well, I mean, what do I bring you
To
in
keep you straight.
And that was when Fawcett, John Alexander,
What
and
did
all
Alabama
that
do
too,
to
and we
Ohio
won.
State 2 years ago?
What did Ohio State do before then?
What did Bear Bryant do to Woody?
No, but I give the Buckeyes credit for scheduling a tough opponent week 1 because used to be like Michigan would have a tough week 1 opponent. Now they're doing week soft stuff, man. So I don't know what the deal is.
Well, there was some discussion. Do you agree with this? How much time we got? 1 minute. Real
We
quick.
got enough time. Go.
Real quick. Do you believe that Ohio State is the only team in the Big Ten that could join the SEC and still win big? I say yes. What say you?
Talking to me? I think
we're talking
I
to
think
Michigan.
right now, if Michigan keeps that trajectory going, that you can add them to that list too. But here's the thing about the northern schools. Like, they're going to have trouble with the heat and all that. We're not used to that heat like that, right?
It's a simple question. It's a simple question.
Why?
Is it Ohio State? Can anybody else do it? Is it yes or no?
Said yes.
Who is it? Michigan?
Penn State.
Michigan. Penn State. Okay. Anybody else? Michigan State?
Michigan State, yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think so.
No.
All right, we're done with you. 104.3 ESPN Northwest. Thanks for calling, Miss Kenny. We'll talk to you tomorrow, buddy. All right, the Underdogs have a great show this afternoon. Dave's got lined up. Fine Bombs on from 6 to 10. Ethan, boy, what's going down at Rudy's Barbecue?
Just breakfast, lunch, and dinner, brisket, and turkey.
Jim Bob, we got you Friday?
Yes, sir.
Your picks were really outstanding, Buckeye Jim. We'll be right back with our regular broadcasting. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Trying to get rid of that Texas County Mountie. I don't know what the hell he wants.
You know what he wants. I mean, how would you like to be the dude that handcuffs a legend?
Listen, give me...
ESPN Northwest Florida is your touchdown headquarters for the Mosley Dolphins and the Auburn Tigers.
Touchdown, Auburn!
Plus, premier college and NFL games.
Touchdown!
Your source for the most live football on the Gulf Coast in a rich audio experience. 102.1, 104.3 in the ESPN Northwest Florida app.
Good Tuesday morning. I'm forecasting more showers and thunderstorms today, tonight, and Wednesday. Figure about a 50-60% coverage. It'll be partly sunny during the day, partly mostly cloudy at night. Highs near 90, lows near 78, and the water temperature in the Gulf of Mexico holding at 87. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Earthwork.